Hi everyone, this is Ali Hussein Kasim of Ali Talks Tech. In this week's weekly tech roundup across Africa, we are covering 5 stories that I've curated for you. The first one is the Securities and Exchange Commission of Nigeria's introduction of a groundbreaking framework for the Accelerated Regulatory Incubation Program. The second issue is one of my favorite peeves. I'm not sure whether it's favorite because it's really a big problem. It's this healthcare ecosystem in Kenya and how they treat customers or patients when somebody has walked into a hospital or a health clinic or whatever else we do within the healthcare ecosystem. Then we'll cover MaxAB, an e-commerce platform from Egypt, and Wasoko, who finalized their landmark merger. And according to their press release, to revolutionize B2B e-commerce in Africa. And we'll come to that. I am known to be quite skeptical about these B2B e-commerce platforms across Africa. Then we'll go all the way to France and talk a little bit about Pavel Durov, the founder and CEO of Telegram, and his arrest by French authorities, and what that means to the platform or ecosystem economy globally. Since then, Pavlov has been released on a $5 million euro bail, but that conversation is super important for the global digital economy ecosystem. Last, we'll cover a South African startup with ambitions beyond Africa. This is Omniscient's global expansion. So let's go all the way back to Nigeria, where the Nigerian SEC has introduced a framework for what they call Accelerated Regulatory Incubation Program. This program aims to onboard virtual asset providers and digital investment service providers. Now, this is very, very important for Nigeria because Nigeria seems, with all due respect to my Nigerian brothers and sisters, especially from the policy and regulatory side, they seem to be talking on both sides of their mouths. How important is this program to ensure that the ecosystem, the virtual asset ecosystem, is properly structured, regulated, and bad players don't affect Nigerian investors and the Nigerian public, but also creating an enabling environment for the Nigerian investors, both outside the economy and inside the economy, to ensure that there is safety and there is security around the virtual asset space. This program is set to hopefully revolutionize the policy and regulatory landscape for fintech companies in the virtual asset ecosystem, crypto in other words, hopefully to provide a structured approach to integrating emerging technologies into the financial ecosystem. Some of the key highlights of this program: streamlined onboarding. The SEC's framework will offer a faster, more efficient path for fintech startups to enter the market while ensuring compliance with regulatory standards. 2, hopefully foster innovation by creating a supportive environment for digital asset services. The SEC is positioning Nigeria as a hub for fintech innovation in Africa. Enhanced investor protection. The program aims to balance innovation with robust safeguards, promoting trust and stability in the digital asset space. This development marks a very significant step forward in Nigeria's journey towards a more inclusive and technologically advanced financial ecosystem. We now come back to my home country in Kenya. Now, guys, Kenya is reputed to be at the bleeding edge of digital transformation when it comes to the economy, financial services. But it seems like this wave has escaped the healthcare ecosystem. When you walk into a healthcare service center, you have two sets of forms that you have to sign. One, the usual know your patient form. Two, if there is a pre-authorized medication or treatment that you need, you have to then also sign a pre-authorization form. Then there is a biometric exercise that you have to do. So, guys, look, I'm just trying to figure out here, what's in that biometric system? What's in that biometric system that the healthcare ecosystem has to insist that I have to do the same things that is in the biometric system? So why do we need that? That's one. Two, this pre-authorization. You know, and I know, because it's all digitally provided on the systems, what my entitlement is for my healthcare cover. Why do you need to pre-authorize? Who is this who's sitting to pre-authorize these things? Now, guys, I understand there are issues to do with fraud and stuff like that, but wasn't biometrics supposed to resolve that issue? Why are we double standarding and double doing everything? Let me tell you, when you go to a hospital today, you're spending 2/3 of your time filling bloody forms and 1/3 of it getting treatment. Come on, guys. We can do a lot better than this. This is something that I'm taking on personally to hopefully bring on the ecosystem together and find a solution to it. So we then move now to MaxAB-Wasoko to finalize a landmark merger in the e-commerce ecosystem in Africa. First, let me just say this, guys. Let's forget this e-commerce thing. It's just commerce, all right? It's commerce, it's distribution via digital channels, but commerce as it is, most of the conversations that will continue to actually be offline. The online is supposed to sort of improve processes. Look at Amazon, for example, the largest e-commerce platform across the world. Why did they up and go and buy a huge offline player like Whole Foods? Why have they launched Amazon Go? Why are they launching and testing Amazon bookstores? I think what we are missing here is the fact that there is this deep integration between offline and online. This omni-channel, omnipresent use of digital channels, use of data to glean insights to ensure that we have efficiencies in place. A pure play e-commerce conversation is not going to cut it, especially in Africa. Those are just my thoughts. So honestly, I'm hoping that this MaxAB-Wasoko is not an attempt to combine two donkeys to make a horse, because that's not going to work. It's not going to work. So let's look forward to more efficiencies in the commerce ecosystem across Africa. We now move to South Africa and an interesting startup called Omnisient. Omnisient, which was founded in 2019 by a gentleman called John Jacobson and his partner Anton Gratzmacher. I hope I've got that that pronunciation correct. Sorry, Anton, if I massacred your name. This is potentially set to leverage a new investment to extend its footprint into the UK, US, and the Middle East. Omnisient is interesting because it's data-driven, but it promises a new age in data analysis where capturing and protecting customer information is going to be very, very crucial going forward. And that's the new business model when it comes to data, where you are mining my data while I am sure that you are protecting my data. This company's technology provides a secure environment for data analysis, allowing businesses to collaborate without compromising data privacy. The approach has attracted significant interest and investment, and it's positioning Omnisient as a key player in the rapidly evolving and growing field of data analytics globally. So, the latest development highlights the growing trend of South African startups embracing international opportunities driven by innovative solutions and strategic investments. As Omnisient embarks on this exciting new chapter, it exemplifies the courage and vision that defines Africa's tech ecosystem going forward. Another interesting startup for me is Time, another South African startup. In this case, it's a neobank based in South Africa. They are not just in South Africa, they are in Philippines, and they have just launched in Indonesia. They are growing by 150,000 new customers every month. These South Africans are no joke, guys. I mean, if you want to look at success beyond Africa for African companies, African startups, look no further than South Africa. MTN operates as far as Iran. Dimension Data is a global company. Quite a number of South African companies. I think for me the most famous is Naspers investment in the Chinese WeChat organization, which has produced one of the most prolific digital economy investors worldwide process. So this is something to watch out for, and this is something to emulate from South Africa. Last, today we are going to cover the recent arrest of Pavel Durov, the founder and CEO of Telegram. He was arrested a couple of days ago in France, which has sparked significant debate around platform responsibility and digital rights. This development, for sure, raises critical questions about tech platforms' accountability for the content shared by their users. In other words, what's known as third-party liability in internet governance parlance. Here are the key considerations to think about. Number one, platform responsibility. As platforms like Telegram grow, they face increasing scrutiny over their content moderation policies. The arrest highlights the ongoing tension between maintaining user privacy and ensuring illegal content is effectively moderated. Impact on these business models. This situation, for sure, underscores platform-based businesses' challenges in balancing free speech with regulatory compliance. Companies must navigate these complex legal landscapes while protecting user rights. How do we do that? I don't think anybody has an answer. This is a continuing, evolving conversation and discussion. What are the global implications? Durov's arrest could set a precedent for how governments worldwide regulate encrypted messaging services and social media platforms. The United Arab Emirates, where Durov also holds citizenships, he holds multiple citizenships, calls on France to provide all consular services for Durov and says ensuring the care of UAE citizens is a top priority. In an era where digital platforms are pivotal to global communications. This case serves as a reminder of the delicate balance between innovation, user privacy, and regulatory obligations. As I mentioned earlier, Pavel has been released on a 5 million euro bond, and we shall be keeping a close watch on this case as it evolves. Looking forward to having this conversation with you guys next week. Thank you very much.